Hey guys, it's Chad. It's my speech communications week 3 video. It's my informative speech. I chose to do it on an object. The object I chose is my badge. This is the history of the badge and its stand in modern policing today. This badge is an oval style, LAPD dinner plate, whatever you want to call it. It's got officer up here at the top. It's got Hoover right after that. It's got the eagle on it. It's got the city seal. It's got police right there in gold. And then Alabama, the state that I work in, right there below that. It's got a bar across the back right here. This bar, you roll this, badge opens up, stick it on the shirt pocket, roll that back up, push the badge back in there, the arm back in there, and roll that back over. All right. There's a lot of different style badges. This is the oval style. There is an eagle on top style. It's an eagle right here across the top, kind of his wings lay across the top of the badge, and then it comes down and comes to a more defined point at the bottom of it. There's the NYPD badge, which is it's kind of short and fat and comes kind of rounded at the bottom right here to a small point. It's got 3 little arches across the top of it. It's got the badge number right in the middle of it. There's like 6, 7-digit badge numbers, and they're hollow, so you can see through the numbers. Like if you hold it up at a light, you can see the light behind the badge. It's a really cool design. It's really nice. I would really like to have one if I could find one somewhere. A little bit of history behind the badge. A lot of people don't know this, but the badge is worn on the left front uniform pocket area right here. It's a little reinforced area just above your pocket. Your badge goes right there, right over your heart. It's done for 2 reasons. One, first most important reason, is this badge is done right there so that reminds you every day, it protects your heart, reminds you why you do this job. Reminds you the oath that you took and to protect and serve and all that good jazz that was in your oath that you got when you swore when you got out of the academy. The second reason is the knights of old carried their coat of arms shield, which this is derived from, in their left arm. Leaves their right arm dominant, hand open for sword bearing, fighting, other things like that. This side, they held it, protected their heart and their vital organs and all that. Kind of just tradition to put it over the left chest pocket, obviously. Badges have been around for at least 400 years. Night Watch in Boston was created in 1635. There was a police department in New York. It was a sheriff's department. It was created in 1636. So if you think about it, that's 17, 18, 19, 2000. So in 2036, police departments will be 400 years old. That means these badges got to be at least that old in the United States. Before that, overseas in Europe, the Scotland Yard, the first investigative bureau, police department kind of conglomerate, was way before that in the late 1500s, early 1600s. I'd have to go back and get numbers on that. So they've been around for 450 years as badges. Before that, they were huge. Shields, coat of arms, patches, all that kind of stuff. They were worn. They were metal shields, patches that were worn over the left shoulder of the knights, the paladins, if you will, in Europe and the Middle East, the Middle Ages. It has always signified loyalty to where you come from. This is who you represent. Every time you put this badge on, everybody that sees this badge knows that you represent the city of Hoover, Alabama, or the city of Los Angeles, California, or the city of New York, New York. The knights carried these shields that had their coat of arms on the front, that was their last name or their house where they came from, or their kingdom, their king that they supported and fought for, the things that they held loyal to. That's what this badge represents. Now today, it's a little more than just a coat of arms. It's authority, it's power, it's responsibility, it's an undertaking. It's not to be taken lightly. The reason that it's reinforced right there is because this badge is so heavy. Not like being funny or anything. This badge literally is not the lightest thing in the world. You put it on the front of your uniform, and the longer you wear it, the more you come into contact with people, the more enforcement actions that you take, the more daily duties that you perform as a police officer, the heavier this badge gets. It covers your heart. It keeps you from going down that road of darkness. It keeps you true, keeps you on the straight and narrow, or it's supposed to. In today's modern policing world, these are iconic, traditional, and very, very much so authoritative. An officer, whether he's a city officer, a state trooper, a sheriff's deputy, U.S. Marshal, FBI, DEA, ATF, doesn't matter what alphabet agency you work for, what city you work for, what state you work for, county you work for, it doesn't matter. This badge is your authority. This badge, you took an oath when you graduated from the police academy or from whatever federal agency's academy that you work for. You took an oath to protect and serve every day, no matter what. And when you got done swearing that oath, they gave you one of these. You put it over your left pocket. You go out on the street. It shows everybody who you represent, where you came from, and what you do every day. And there's just not enough that I could say about this badge. It's heavy. And with great power comes great responsibility. It's kind of a corny line, but it's not a joke. It's the absolute truth. Every time I put this badge on, I know that everything that I do is going to come back on the Hoover Police Department. I wear a name tag on the other side that says that everything that I do is going to come back on the last name Logan, because that's my last name. That's where I come from. That's my house. That's who raised me. There's a phrase out there that the badge on your left side is who you represent, where you come from, and the nameplate on your right side is who raised you. Don't forget who raised you, and always remember where you come from. Thank you, guys.